Welcome to King Says So, a channel that advocates for one Africa, one land, one Africa, one language, one Africa, one currency, one Africa, one army. I wish to witness Africans all around the world united as one in our lifetime. Enjoy. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy King053, Mr. Easy Imali Enengenengi, and we're back at it with our Sunday African news. And this is just us doing a news bulletin of the top trending news that are happening around Africa. The reason why we're doing that is that we want to stay informed as Africans as to what is happening in our neighboring countries. Very, very important not to be ignorant as to what is happening in and around Africa via African that is impacting us as Africans. So let's start at home. Home meaning for myself here in South Africa. The army has been deployed to go and assist the police in terms of these truck banning issues. Army has been deployed in every province, in the key provinces or the hotspot provinces, to try and catch these people who are banning the trucks. It's a very big thing in South Africa, and hopefully it will come to a hold of some sort. And if we look in Libya, 37 smugglers sentenced for causing the death of 11 migrants. So in Libya, I've always been so critical about Libya and how they treat us African people, because I believe they see themselves differently. Libya, Tunisia, Egypt, and what's the other one I'm missing? There's another one that I'm missing, but they treat Africans with a different skin tone very differently from how they treat themselves. So right now I have to applaud Libya government for actually arresting 37 smugglers and sentencing them to, in jail for killing 11 people. Remember, these migrants are running away from their countries. They're trying to pass from Libya and cross the sea to go to Italy or go to Europe to get for a better life. So that is very encouraging news to hear that they have actually arrested 37 of them. The president of Egypt announced steps to end conflict in Sudan. He has called some leaders in Africa, and he's saying, listen, let's do something about it, this fight and killing at Sudan. It's crazy how this thing has been going on since April, guys. I've been reporting this from the very beginning. If this is the first time you're watching African news, please go back to the channel and watch the African news. I've been covering this, and it's very encouraging to see the president and high profile politicians meeting and trying to find a solution to this thing of the Sudan wars that is happening there. And if we go to Congo, the opposition spokesperson Okende shot dead months before the elections. When I read the story, I think one of the family relatives found him dead in his own car, and it has been believed that he was assassinated because of him being the opposition. And it's crazy how politicians will lose their life trying to fight for us and trying to fight the battle of politics. Is such a dirty battle, and you'll find yourself dying for nothing. If we come to South Africa, the man accused of torching South African parliament says he banned it intentionally. Now, for those who don't know, parliament that was banned, I think in 2021, should be, or was it, last year, 2022 January or something like that. There was a man, a street dweller, that was accused of banning parliament, and it was such a bizarre story where the cameras were not working, the sprinkling system was not working, and nobody actually believed that this street dweller actually found himself walking in past the most guarded place in South Africa to go and ban it. And now, a year later, or more than a year later, he is now confessing that he has done it intentionally, of which if you believe that you are a fool, you don't know anything about South African politics. This man is innocent. He is being used as an scapegoat. He's going to serve a prison sentence for a crime he did not commit, according to me anyway. And in Italy, if we go to Italy, prison guards have been accused of torturing Tunisian Tunisian nationals, and they have been arrested. So, 10 prison guards uh, were arrested for torturing these Tunisian guys in April. So, the local justice system on Thursday, I think, sentenced them for those crimes that they committed in April earlier this morning. So, if we go to Kenya, and nine dead and more than 300 arrested after protests. The protests keep on taking our lives. I mean, why is it that when we protesting and voicing our 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 anger to the government, that they have to use live ammunition? I mean, the people are fighting for the new taxes that have been the new taxes bill that I covered this, I think, 2 weeks ago, and everything is just skyrocketing, and people can't survive anymore in terms of affordability in life. And they went out to demonstrate in the street, and unfortunately, 9 people died, and over 300 arrested in that incident. Now, if you go to Ivory Coast, they have banned the tattoos from the army. You cannot have an army in the tattoo, for what I don't understand. And maybe the reason why I don't understand is that here in South Africa, I also failed a physical test after passing the psychometric test, where they test you write a test to get into the police force, and I did the physical test. But when they did a physical inspection on me, they found out that I have tattoos, and I failed. And I could have been a great policeman. For being policeman is something that I wanted to do from a very small age, but I failed because of tattoos. I think tattoos are not a matter of your character. Your character must be tested, and you can always cover them, if your job requires you to do so. South African ex-president Jacob Zuma in Russia, for health reasons. We know that Jacob Zuma is now in a situation where he has to come back and face the music in South Africa, because the courts again are ruling that he was released unlawfully last was it last year? Last year, yeah, it was last year. He was released last year for after serving, I think, 4 months or 3 months in prison of his 18-month prison term. So he should come back and face the music this side. We know the story, so I'll wait for him to come back before addressing that thing of Jacob Zuma. You know how I feel about Jacob Zuma, and I'm very, 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 very disappointed into how the courts are still fighting this 81-year-old man. If doesn't make sense, but anyway, um, let them use the courts as much as they want, and when he comes back, I will address it. We wish him a speedy recovery. Of course, going to Russia, we know that it might be a serious medical condition. So now in Zimbabwe, Mnangagwa urges nations that are targeted by the Western sanctions to unite. I've been saying this so many times on my channel. The nations that are facing sanctions from 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 the United States and all the other countries must not struggle to trade within Africa. They must not struggle to trade in Africa. They must get a trade-free license in Africa. They must trade freely. Just because they are fighting with the United States and it's got sanctions on them, it does not mean that they can't trade with us as African countries, which is just pure rubbish. Let's go back to Sudan. They found a mass grave there with 87 people that were buried in shallow graves. You understand what I'm saying? I think the situation in Sudan is getting out of hand, and And okay, we're starting to see African leaders starting to take this serious, like the Egyptian president calling us African leaders, say, listen, let's stop this Sudan rubbish that is happening there, because it's getting out of hand. When you go to Namibia, we have crocodiles that are attacking people. So the government has decided they're gonna sell 40 crocodiles in follow of rise of on human attacks. You know, just I mean, crocodile meat is expensive. Just fish, I mean, just sell the meat by all means, and do something to protect our people. Our people cannot be killed by this cruel animal. It's your boy King 053. That is our vision of the weekly news this week. So thank you guys for joining. If you like this type of content, understanding what is happening in and around Africa, please subscribe for more. Until we meet next time, don't forget to pray, and I salute you.
Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoy the content, leave your thoughts on the comment section and hit the like and subscribe button, and we will meet on the next one.